Masters of the Universe Revelation was a disaster, and a huge part of that disaster was Kevin Smith. He insulted fans of He-Man, lied about tons of different things surrounding the show, bragged that they killed off main characters in it, and now apparently he's setting his sights on another franchise to ruin. Because there is a rumor going around right now that he apparently is going to be working on a new Star Wars project. He is going to be working with Leslie Headland as part of the Acolyte show. Kathleen Kennedy has already been ruining Star Wars for years, and maybe Kevin Smith is going to have a helping hand in this franchise being completely unsavable. And that sucks to have to say, because I do really love Star Wars, and I know so many other people do as well. It is a giant franchise, but unfortunately, over the past couple years, it just has not been going in a good direction, and this news, these rumors, do not sound very positive. But before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month or supporting via direct donations. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So this is from piratesandprincesses.net. It says Kevin Smith to direct episodes for Leslie Headland's Star Wars show. This is a rumor, so please do take it with a grain of salt, but would it be that surprising to hear that he's now affiliated with something like Star Wars? For me personally, it doesn't sound that out of this world. In a recent rumor, according to YouTuber Mike Zero, who, if we're being honest, has about a 50-50 track record when it comes to reporting, has reported that Kevin Smith, writer and director of films such as Jay and Silent Bob and TV series such as Masters of the Universe Revelations, was apparently offered to direct episodes of Leslie Headland's upcoming Disney Star Wars series, Star Wars The Acolyte. Now, we don't know about a ton of this series, but we do know a couple of things. We know that this is supposed to be female-centric. It's supposed to be female woman power. All of the main characters are supposedly going to be female. And we do know who Leslie Headland is. She is someone who is kind of known in the entertainment industry. She was actually Harvey Weinstein's ex-assistant, as this article is going to say, and apparently she also knew Kevin Smith, but we don't know too many details, but it kind of lines up with what Lucasfilm is planning to do, just go full diversity, inclusivity, and those things are not bad, but we know that Hollywood loves to sacrifice actually good storytelling for things like diversity and inclusivity because they think that's what's gonna sell new series. So currently, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni seem to be taking over at Lucasfilm, while Kathleen Kennedy seems to be slowly phased out or moved on to another position. I've talked about Kathleen Kennedy a ton here on the channel. I really do not like her. I would not mind if she left. But it says she apparently still has a bit of creative control, though, because she's working on Indiana Jones 5 and, of course, this Star Wars series. Kathleen Kennedy is said to have not only reached out to Rian Johnson, who did The Last Jedi, to direct a few episodes of this series, but also Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith always said he was never going to become a Hollywood suck-up. He was always going to stay true to who he was and talk about the things he loved and never censor his own opinions, basically. Always stand for good franchises. And he became the very thing he never wanted to become. And unfortunately for him, a lot of people have lost a lot of respect for him after Revelation. Some of the things that he's been posting on social media about fans, telling fans to go screw off just because we really didn't like Revelation, and I'm worried with what he could do to Star Wars. It doesn't sound like he'd have a giant role in the future of Star Wars, but if they bring him on for a few episodes of this series, they like him, maybe they'd work with him more in the future. It says apparently Kathleen Kennedy has said to be in talks with Kevin Smith for some time to do a Star Wars related project beginning when he visited the set of The Rise of Skywalker while they were filming. The sequel trilogy was terrible in my opinion, and The Rise of Skywalker was not good either. But apparently he is known to be a fan of the Disney era of Star Wars, so it would not be surprising for Kennedy to hire someone who fits her criteria. I hate the Disney era of Star Wars. There's been like one or two good projects at best, and they definitely were not the movies like The Rise of Skywalker. If Kevin Smith likes them, good for him. I mean, I do not know how you could find those to be good, but it says it is also said that Kevin Smith will be working with Leslie herself on writing story elements of the series, specifically revolving around the main character. Now, after Lucasfilm fired Gina Carano, I know a lot of people said that they were pretty fed up with the company and Star Wars in general, but I have been a lifelong fan of Star Wars, and I don't want to let this franchise go. I want them to make better content. I want them to make progress, and if they keep bringing in people like Kevin Smith, the content is not going to get better. It is just going to keep getting worse. And Revelation didn't go well for Kevin Smith. A lot of people are very upset with Kevin Smith, Netflix, and the product in general with Revelation. If we go over to the Rotten Tomatoes score, it is sitting at a 39% average audience score. With Revelation, it wasn't even just the story that was bad, it was also what Kevin Smith said and did throughout the creation of the series. He attacked fans that were upset with the direction they went in. He basically said, grow the F up, who cares if you don't like the story because it's about a female? Just accept it, you should be okay with it. He literally continuously lied the whole entire time saying it was going to be about He-Man. Yet now we know it's all about Tila. He kept saying, oh my goodness, we're not going to kill off any main characters, even though he went on to brag about killing off main characters. I have no faith in Kevin Smith, and I don't think a lot of other people do either. I don't want him to walk into the Star Wars franchise and continue to screw it up. I want there to be positive progress with this franchise, but unfortunately, I just think that Kevin Smith is washed up. I do not think that he's going to do well by this franchise, and I have no faith in his new projects. And the editor's note says, what's more interesting to me is that both Leslie Headland and Kevin Smith were tied to Harvey Weinstein. It's possible they already knew each other, and Disney and Bob Iger were trying to distance themselves from Weinstein and were named in a lawsuit. And it's also been implied that Kennedy's hiring of Headland and subsequent surprise announcement caused a lot of trouble in the House of Mouse. It is true, a lot of people were very upset that they decided to hire Leslie Headland. I don't want this franchise to die. I really don't. I like Star Wars. A lot of us really love Star Wars, but unfortunately, I do not think that this series is going to be good. It's all about woman power. They're hiring people like Leslie Headland, potentially Kevin Smith if this rumor is true, and I think that this show is going to be an SJW wasteland. There's going to be no good content in it. They're going to focus on things like diversity and inclusivity over the story, and in my opinion, that's not going to make this franchise any better. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.